Don't touch that dial now. We're just getting started.
Hello! Glad you're here. Glad you're stopping by. I can be an asshole sometimes. I can be a complete dick when I want to. I say inappropriate things from time to time. I like to troll people, even if I have no fight in the game. Console Wars, I have no fight in that game because, let's face it, I'm a multi-platform guy. I'm the ultimate consumer. I buy everything, like a sad little drone. I'm even branded with the PlayStation, Xbox, and Nintendo logos. I'm that kind of guy. I have no sides to take. I just love everything. But I do like to make fun of the people that constantly harp on other consoles. Usually it's Xbox that gets harped on a lot because they are, in terms of the console wars, they don't sell a lot of consoles, blah, 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 blah. But the big thing has always been Game Pass. Game Pass bad. If you rent your games, you're a bad person. Support the devs. When we know all that shit's bullshit, because here's the thing, all these other consoles are PlayStation, Nintendo, Ubisoft, Amazon, who else has it? I'm sure there's more. EA, Rockstar, there's more. I'm sure there's more. Nvidia, they've got one where you can subscribe to a service and you get access to a library of games. And guess what? It's a rental service. Once you stop paying for the service, guess what? You no longer have access to this games. Just like other services that are around, like Netflix, Disney Plus, Amazon Prime, your electric, your water, your cable, your mom, your internet. If you don't pay for the services, you don't get access to those features. Just like if I'm subscribed to Adobe Cloud Ultimate or whatever it's called, and I pay a monthly subscription fee to access Adobe products. As soon as I quit paying for it, guess what? I don't have access to those. But I've been seeing a lot of this, and this has actually been going on in a while, and I always thought it was silly. This guy calls himself the Sony Prophet. He's on X. He's one of those guys that's always talking about Xbox and not PlayStation. I guess there's nothing going on in the PlayStation realm for him to talk about. But here's one of the things that always gets to me. Free on Game Pass. That's supposed to be the Game Pass subscriber. Free on Game Pass. Remember, it's a rental service. It's a subscription-based service where you access video games for a rental fee for maybe $22 a month or whatever the tiers are. You get access to a library of games. They're not free. You're paying for the service, and whenever you no longer pay for the service, you no longer have access to the games. But for some odd reason, people like to point that out like people didn't know that already. But here's the funny thing. Finding out you've been charged $900 over 5 years to own nothing? Really? What the fuck? That's amazing, right? That's amazing. I did reply to the quote tweet. I said, people who sign up for a rental service knows that it's a rental service. What the fuck kind of logic is this? Now do it to Netflix, whatever other rental service to save face. He won't, obviously, because this is some... we've seen people like X-Vault do it, Japan Hates Xbox, Porter Rock, J-Barrel, J-Dub, whoever. There's a lot of them that say, hey, you're signed up for this service, you rent your games, while they don't talk about the fact that Sony also talks really well about their rental service. But it's Xbox bad, though. Always. But for some odd reason, I find it kind of weird that you have to point this out. Like, I don't know. Me, a consumer, I usually take a look at my product, and I should know if I, am subscribed to a subscription rental service, unless it says otherwise in the terms and conditions that I own this after I quit, which most likely it's not. You don't own those games. So you pay $900 to rent games on a rental service, and you didn't know that it's a rental service? My God! The foresight! How did I not know that? How did I not know if I didn't subscribe to Netflix? If I stop my subscription, I no longer have access to those movies, those TV shows or whatever, those animes, or my Pornhub or OnlyFans or whatever, and I stop paying for it. I don't own that shit anymore. That's fucking dumb. But let's see what's in here. I want to see what the comments are. I really do. Let's take a look. 11 these PS fanboys making fun of Game Pass while Sony is preparing to release a copycat service. If you already have one, it's not that good. But guess what? If you subscribe to it, you are renting games. When you stop subscribing, you no longer own those games. You don't fucking own them until you sign up again, but you never own them to begin with, which is wild. This is actually pretty funny. Fuck out of here, trap card, activate when says some, I'm not going to say that. Paying $1,500 for PSN Premium, and after 5 years you figure out you own nothing. You don't. It's a subscription rental service where you rent games and play video games for a rental service. You should know that if you sign up for a rental service that you no longer have access to those games if you're on a fucking rental service. What the fuck are we doing here? That's fucking wild! Let's keep going. Ponies, when they realize they spent over just 7 games, the same amount they spent on an entire console. That one's fucking wild, man. That's wild. That is crazy. He's actually kind of, I mean, people are kind of ripping into it. I think a lot of people are just like, okay, Ponies after beating Snorizon? This is stupid. Snorizon Forgotten Bug Fest in 2 days after paying $70 and realize they have nothing to do except for playing it again. Okay. Someone explain to me how owning a game is a good thing. It's a depreciating asset, which physical maybe. Physical sometimes, I mean, they gain physically, but if you're owning a game digitally, it's worthless. You've got a license, and that can be revoked. Just goes to show, if they can revoke the license or turn the servers off, then you own nothing at all. Then you'll be really up shit creek because you paid $90 for the game and they shut off the servers. Then you have nothing. You have nothing. It's gone. It's finito. In the future, if Xbox, PlayStation, and Nintendo decided, hey, I quit, I just want to make pachinko games, and we're going to shut off all our service, guess what? All those digital games you had, unless they give you a way to get them back, you're fucked. You're fucked. Let's keep going. Let's see. Paying $1,200 a month to rent an apartment, realizing you spent $70,000 over the 5 years you don't own anything. We all have to rent something. We all rent stuff. I don't know what the stigma is against renting things or being on a service or how somebody accesses their video games. I don't understand that. I think it's stupid. Like, that's a non-issue to me. And you always hear that, well, Game Pass makes games, not sell well. Well, I mean, obviously, if you're putting a game on Game Pass, if you're a third party or indie, you're already getting the bag to put it on Game Pass to get more people to look at it. If you're like me, and there's several of us, not just 1 or 5 or 6, over 35 million people or whatever that owns an Xbox Series console or are on Xbox or on PlayStation or has Xbox services, they probably bought a game, especially if you played it on Game Pass. I use these services like PlayStation Premium, Game Pass Ultimate, as a way to check out things that I normally wouldn't. And guess what? You can still buy the games. Now, I've seen people say things like, well, if you're subscribed to Game Pass, then you cannot buy video games. You can't own anything, which is the most dumbest bullshit I can even think of. They're always saying things like, support the devs. And I'm going to tell you, you can support the devs. I've bought Helldivers three times. PC, PlayStation, and Xbox. And I've bought a lot of games multiple times. You can support the devs, but I'm going to tell you, and should stick, the developer and the publisher should not just expect you to give you their money for nothing. You got to remember, you work for a job where you bum off your neighbor or sell drugs or you're on welfare or some bullshit or you're buying your games with EBT cards. I'm sure that's possible. Would have to check that out. But they shouldn't expect you to just hand them over your money just because they made a game. You got to remember, you're the customer. That's your hard-earned money, and these people have to work hard in order to obtain that money. That's just me. Game Pass, if you're signing up on Game Pass, and if you're a developer, same if you're on PlayStation Plus or whatever other services there are, you are already getting some type of deal. Now, people are like, well, the day one games is cannibalizing sales. Yes, probably, most likely, but most of the games that are coming day one are Microsoft Studios. So I don't really think they really care, because Microsoft is still getting money on other platforms. People are still paying for the services. It's not like you can just play Game Pass, just play Doom Eternal or whatever, the Dark Ages, and the PlayStation guys like, well, I want to buy the game, or the Steam guys are, I want to buy the game. It's not like you can't buy the game. You can buy it on Xbox. And here's the thing, too. If you're subscribed to Game Pass, you also get perks like discounts on some of these games, just like you can on PlayStation Premium. If you're on these services, you have other benefits aside from just video games. Everyone offers something different. Some are better than others. Game Pass is probably the best one. That's just me. Most people say that. Even I think Jim Ryan said that. Game Pass is just a really good deal for people. I don't understand. I don't understand this whole thing that people were thinking that, well, those Xbox guys, if they are on Game Pass, they don't know they don't own the games. Of course you fucking know. You think you sign up for the service and it says, hey, you guess what? After you're done, this whole Game Pass catalog, those are all yours to keep forever. It's all yours. Doesn't matter what anybody says. Fuck no, Microsoft's going to stick their hand up your ass and try to get another month from you. Just like PlayStation, just like the cable company and Netflix. Should be expected to think that. Whoever says that's probably quite retarded. A lot of people are saving money on games, especially with the rise of $70, $80, $90, $120 games. And I'm talking about like premium editions and ultimate editions. People are seeing the game prices and hardware prices skyrocketing. We don't know where everything's going. The industry is quite volatile, and they're not doing it because of tariffs or anything like that. They're doing it because they know this is a good way to blame tariffs. They know they can get the money from you because you have people like me that stupidly buy games. But I've never said I wasn't going to. I'm a retard. It's just the way it is. I just kind of want, let's dive a little bit deeper. In 5 years, I played more games than you and saved more money in games than you on PlayStation $70. Or the reaction when somebody cheerleads for a company, then realizes that said company doesn't care about them. They don't. They never did. They never will. The most of the people that has their whole identity or their channels based on one type of brand, like let's say a PlayStation-centric channel that's constantly made their whole channel about hating Xbox. They're multi-platform now, so you're going to have to change your channel because there's a lot of people still trying to keep console wars alive every day, every single fucking day. And the main reason why they don't want this change is because they're going to have to change their whole personality. They're going to have to change all their content. They're going to have to change your channel because everything's multi-platform at this point. It doesn't matter what you say, what kind of multi-platform. Once you start putting games on other systems and you're third party, it doesn't matter how many big words you say, or if you say you're a logician, or if you're a part of the YouTube streets, or if you're part of the salty batch files or whatever, or if you write a 20-page long ChatGPT bullshit answer, it doesn't matter what they think. People are going to buy. They're going to buy the games they want. They're going to subscribe to the services they want. They're going to buy the hardware they want. We still have people trying to argue that the new Asus ROG Ally that's Xbox branded is not Xbox when it's Xbox. It's got Xbox all over. It just happens to be made by an OEM, which they said they was going to do. I don't see the fucking deal. Everybody had no problems with it until Xbox shown up. And I know right now everybody's like trying to crap on Xbox because that's a popular thing to do, and much deserved for the most part. Xbox as a brand and Microsoft as a publisher or a mega corporation sucks total dicks right now. They concentrated more on AI and all this bad shit. But let's face it, the whole industry's on fire. There's layoffs everywhere. There's games getting canceled everywhere. Games are failing, going out the gate. Sony's lost a lot of games, lost a lot of money. Xbox lost a lot of games, lots of money. Nintendo's still doing good. You should see their sales right now. But that's just fucking Nintendo. They're an anomaly. They are the standard. Everybody else is trying to follow in their lead. That's why you see a lot of people trying to jump on that bandwagon with the handheld craziness that's going on. PlayStation just announced they didn't announce it. It's a rumor, apparently, that there's going to be a PlayStation handheld that's going to be like the Xbox Series S's of PlayStation, but I don't really care. My whole thing is, like, when I see somebody posting bullshit like this, like, what are we fucking doing? What are we fucking doing? Like, that makes you look fucking retarded. I'm not gonna lie, that makes you look stupid. I mean, really, just think about it. Just think about it. Hey, what is Game Pass? What is Game Pass? Game Pass, be the first to play new games on day one, plus enjoy hundreds of high-quality games with friends on console, PC, and cloud with games added all the time. There's always something new to play. Let's see. What's it going to say? Subscription continues automatically at the regular monthly price unless canceled through your Microsoft account. Let's see if there's got any terms in here. Let's see what kind of terms they have. All right. See about recurring Game Pass availability. Let's go ahead and read this. Use your active game Xbox Game Pass Ultimate Member to play games on Xbox One, Xbox Series S, Windows 10, 11, blah, 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 Steam, select games, wherever available to your supported devices. Some games are only playable through Xbox Series X consoles. Xbox Game Pass Ultimate includes Xbox Game Pass for consoles, standard, PC Pass, online multiplayer, and additional benefits. Note, purchase of Xbox Game Pass Ultimate automatically upgrades your existing Xbox Game Pass. Can I see where? Let's see. Let me search Xbox Series. Blah 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 blah. I'm sure there's something in here. Notice before purchase of add-ons and DLC, consumables, virtual currencies charged at the then current regular price. Blah blah. Unless cancel. Blah blah. Notice before purchase of add-ons, DLC, consumables. I'm rereading this. Virtual currency, subscriptions, and other sold service. If your membership terminates or a game is removed from catalog, you must right here, you must reactivate your membership or buy the game separately to continue these items. It requires a subscription. You have to have that. That's a rental service. That's what rental means. That's exactly what that means. That means you don't own it. You're renting the game. It's a rental service, like Netflix. When you cancel your Netflix subscription or Disney Plus or Apple subscription, whatever, you don't own that shit anymore. So I don't understand this bullshit. This is the dumbest shit. And this guy calls himself the Sony prophet. Let's take a look at his profile. It's just PlayStation. Goodbye, Phil strikes again. Inside, King, layoff lawsuits, toxic leadership, toothless ethics team, low morale, and mandatory AI use. Good guy, Phil strikes again, which, by the way, the AI thing is probably not just Phil. It's probably Natea or Nadella or whatever. It's just the company being shitty company by replacing everybody with AI. We've seen this happening. It's going to happen. It's probably going to happen. But this is pretty much all it is. Everybody's mad about the Xbox ROG Ally being a thing. It's stupid. But I'm tired of ranting because it's 20 minutes. I didn't want it to be any longer than that. But did you guys... I want you to know. I want to ask you. When you sign up for a PlayStation Premium or Xbox Game Pass or Netflix, Apple TV, whatever, your rental services or, I don't know, DoorDash. Does DoorDash have a rental service too? What happens when you cut those things off? What happens if you turn stop paying your electric bill, your water bill, your house payments? What happens to those things? You lose them. They're gone. Finito. You're renting everything. You own nothing. You're renting everything. And supporting the devs must also... The devs should be supporting you by giving you what they want and treating you correctly. Again, a studio or a publisher should not just expect you to hand money over just because they made something. ultimately that's your money you made. You get to choose how you spend your money. So don't let some fucking moron that's clapping or waiting to get their butts blown out by Herman Hulse or Phil Spencer or Hiroki Totoki or who's over Doug Bowser or whoever, or Gaben. Like, stop. Fucking stop. People are smarter than what you're giving them credit for. Stop being a fucking moron. I love you. I'll see you soon.
Shut the fuck up. You're a fucking cunt. Shut the fuck up. You're a stupid cunt. Suck my dick.